Good morning. So our reading morning work comprehension story for today is called "The Slowest Song in the World." We're going to be focusing on author's purpose. So why does an author write what they write? There's usually three reasons. We're looking at entertainment, to persuade or convince someone, or to inform or to teach. So again, the story is called "The Slowest Song in the World." I'm going to read it out loud to you, then go through the questions. Life moves fast these days. With supersonic trains, high-speed internet, and microwave meals, people no longer slow down and experience life the way they used to. Maybe that's why composer John Cage was thinking when he wrote As Slow as Possible. The musical piece, written for piano or organ, is about as far as you can get from an upbeat, high-energy tune. Cage's directions to musicians were to play the piece as slowly as they could. Usually, the piece lasts about 20 minutes. An organist in Baltimore, though, managed to stretch as slow as possible to nearly 15 hours. John Cage wanted people to really hear the music being played. That was his goal. But can you imagine sitting through a 15-hour concert? You could eat 3 meals or sleep a full night in the same amount of time. That's not even the longest performance either. An electronic church organ in Germany has been programmed to play as slow as possible over a period of 639 years. The piece began in the year 2001. However, because the piece begins with a long musical rest or pause, the first notes did not play until 2003. This is the longest and slowest piece of music in history so far, and it will not be over for many generations. What will the world look like when As Slow as Possible finally ends? And who will be listening? So if it started in 2001, and it takes, 600 and some years, 639 years, that means it will not be done playing until the year 2640, long after we're all gone from this earth. That just seems crazy. So question number 1, why did John Cage write As Slow as Possible? To produce an upbeat, high-energy music, to make people sit still for 15 hours, to create the slowest piece of music in history, or to help people focus more fully on music? Well, if it's the longest piece in history, it's definitely not A. So let's go back up in the story. Why did he do it? It says, with supersonic trains, high-speed internet, and microwave meals, people no longer slow down and experience life. Maybe that's why he wrote the song. He wanted people to slow down and kind of enjoy life. So D, to help people focus more fully on music, would be the closest answer. He wasn't aiming to create the slowest piece in history, and he definitely didn't want people to sit still for 15 hours, but he wanted people to sit and enjoy music. Number 2, the purpose of the second paragraph is to help readers relate the experience to their lives. So sometimes we don't understand the things people are writing, so he tries to relate it to us. B, to tell about the longest performance ever, so that's kind of to inform. C, to argue that slow music is important, that you're persuasive. Or D, to suggest that slow music is worthwhile. Again, that's an opinion question. Well, this article really is about informing someone of this music, so it's not going to be D or C. Well, let's see if it's A or B. Second paragraph, John Cage wanted people to really hear the music being played. That was his goal. But can you imagine sitting through a 15-hour concert? You could eat 3 meals. That's not even the longest performance either. So it's to tell people about the longest performance either. Actually, it's about to help readers relate the experience to their lives. Sorry about that. Because it's comparing things that we all understand. The length of a day and eat 3 meals in a day and sleep for 8 hours a day. It's relating things that we know to how long this performance is supposed to be. Number 3, why does the author ask the 2 questions at the end of the passage? Think about what conclusions are for and why he would ask these 2 questions. What will the world look like when As Slow as Possible finally ends, and who will be listening? So does he do that to quiz readers on what they have read, to encourage readers to imagine the future, to challenge readers to listen to Cage's music, or to suggest other subjects to the reader? It all talks about time and the future, and the only question that talks about time in the future is B. So there's your answer. Number 4, what is the author's purpose for writing the passage? So again, we're going to think about, are they going to entertain us, inform us, persuade us? Teach is also inform. But we talked about how this story mostly is about informing. So we can go ahead and get rid of A and get rid of C. So the 2 options we have left are to inform people about Cage's music or to teach people how to play Cage's music. Well, this article is nothing about how to play the music or how to produce the sounds he wrote and things like that. It doesn't talk about how to do that. It's not an instruction manual. So it is B. Then our strategy practice question. Write one question you had while reading the passage. If you found the answer, write it too. So you may have been reading this and thinking, I wonder this, or I wonder that. That's the question I want you to write down. Now, you may have gotten your answer while you were reading it. Maybe you didn't. If you did get the answer, after you write your question, write the answer that you found in the passage. And if you didn't get the answer, leave it blank and just have the question there instead. There's your morning work for the day.